Report 114-794. For what purpose does the gentleman from Arkansas seek recognition?
I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 2, printed in House Report number 114-794, offered by Mr. Crawford of Arkansas.
Pursuant to House Resolution 897, the gentleman from Arkansas, Mr. Crawford, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Arkansas.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, let me applaud the Chairman's efforts and dedication to moving this reauthorization of the Water Resources Development Act. Continued investment in water infrastructure projects is critical to my constituents and communities all over the country who rely on water infrastructure to protect our communities and to strengthen the competitiveness of private enterprise. The amendment I'm offering today builds upon past successes of the Chairman and the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. It seeks to amend the Water Infrastructure Financing Act, or WIFIA, so that it will better address the problem of groundwater depletion, an issue that's becoming more and more widespread throughout communities all over the United States. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, groundwater is the source of drinking water for about half of the total U.S. population and nearly all of the rural population. USGS also estimates that groundwater provides over 50 billion gallons per day for agricultural needs. In order to ensure adequate water availability for our communities and our farmers, it's vital to advance infrastructure projects that reduce pressure on aquifers that supply groundwater. In many parts of the country, water availability is at risk due to rates of groundwater pumping that outpace the ability of regional aquifers to recharge. The problem has only grown worse with the recent onslaught of widespread drought. WIFIA was passed in the 2014 WRDA bill and is an important tool that will accelerate water infrastructure investment in many important water projects. However, the program does not provide support for alternative water delivery projects aimed at reducing aquifer depletion. My amendment to WRDA clarifies the law to ensure that these types of groundwater conservation projects qualify for WIFIA financing. Secondly, it makes a technical modification to ensure that WIFIA financing arrangements consider the total cost of the project, which will help advance projects already under construction. Aquifer depletion threatens our communities and industries that rely on a constant supply of groundwater, so it's critical to support investment in projects that aim to address this serious problem. Therefore, I urge my colleagues to support my amendment, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman from Arkansas reserves the balance of his time. For what purpose does the gentleman from Oregon seek recognition?
I rise to seek time in opposition, although I'm not in opposition.
Gentleman, without objection, the gentleman from Oregon is recognized for 5 minutes.
I think the gentleman has identified a real and continuing issue, and I suggest that members support his amendment. With that, I yield back.
Gentleman from Oregon yields back the balance of his time. Gentleman from Arkansas is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank the ranking member and express my appreciation to the chairman for his support of the amendment, and would yield the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Arkansas yields back the balance of his time. The